Boss TV, and I'm about to talk to you about the V-Piano. The world is gone. Because of budgetary means, I haven't really been able to hire a studio with a proper piano for a lot of the records, so I'm intending to use the V-Piano on a good chunk of it. And because the technology is so sophisticated, I don't think most people are going to tell the difference. With all the different presets and the flexibility on the V-Piano, it gives you kind of an array of options. Like if I wanted to do a kind of whacked out, detuned piano sound, I'd have to get somebody in there to treat the piano. I'd have to hire somebody to come in, do either like a putty piano or like a treated piano. And it's pretty straightforward dialing the stuff in. I mean, even a monkey could use it. And I'm actually been told that I'm very genetically similar to apes. I mean, more than most humans. Like I have sort of a missing chromosome, so and I can put this thing together, and it's pretty straightforward. Definitely, using a piano live presents a whole array of situations, and it's interesting. I find that most kind of front of house situations with the piano, after the miking, you really need a very skilled engineer in the right kind of situation to make a piano sound great in a room. Whereas this is basically, it affords you that level of flexibility, and the sound is consistent. It stays in tune, and it's as far as keyboards go or synth pianos, I haven't played anything live that comes close to it. So it's probably the closest thing I've ever played to actually, where sonically it does sound like a piano, and puts you in a different headspace. And with this, with all the crazy kind of tuning and resonance options you can do, you can get these very dynamic kind of sounds out of it that it'll push you to different places. If I want it, whereas to do that with a piano, I'd have to set it up, I'd have to put things in there, and take time. But you want to have a sound that really kind of has almost like a dampened effect. It's really, really simple and straightforward, and it sounds great.
So can you just play us a couple of bits?
So I have this one song called "The Dream," which is this really sensitive ballad. And I've been using sort of the future piano sets, like either one of the Silvers,
the Vanguard.
That's what I meant to say, the Vanguard. I'm sorry.
Come on, get it right.
Listen, I'm about the piano. I'm not about just trying to sell something here, Jamie. This is genuine, and if you can't take...
Please use the right terminology.
All right, so the Vanguard pianos, what I've been doing is sort of, I guess what I think I had was the all silver too, which just sort of got a gentler tone, and I was turning up the ambience almost all the way on it. Okay. And just using the soft pedal down here, and kind of coming up with this one. You have this real, it's like a concert hall-y kind of vibe. This is the thing, if I'm touring, let's say, and I don't have a front of house guy with me, I'd have to explain this all to every sound man that I meet, whereas here I'm just like, look, plug the thing in, I'll take care of it. So. Last night I had a dream about you. Dream took place inside a zoo. You were bunny cages. And it's something that even as I'm playing it, the level of dynamic on the piano is ridiculous. And the fact that I can go from... And I'm barely triggering that. And on any other digital piano, forget about it. That's the cutoff point. You wouldn't even get a signal from touching it that lightly. And also you can imagine I'm running this through a Roland, I think it's a KC500. So if I put this through a PA with a proper kind of wide range, not that I'm slagging off the amp is genius. I use one myself, a smaller version. But you do it through a full range PA, it's ridiculous. You're crushing them. You're making the girls cry, panties are getting dropped. It's all good, baby. It's all good.
Oh, the life and times of Julian Velard.
It's great being me. Yeah. So yeah, one of the cool things that I figured out here, I have this tune called "Take the Money and Run," which is a newer song. Let me get out with a hammer. How do I get out of there? Exit. And I was taking the honky tonk piano on it because it's kind of this. It's almost like this Bugsy Malone type vibe. That you guys know Bugsy Malone here, right?
We do.
Yeah, it was fairly popular here. And you've got this, which is sort of slightly detuned piano, but if I take it a step further and make it a little bit even more detuned. So I want to get rid of the ambience. How do I make it dry? There we go. It's actually a little too much detuned, isn't it? Yeah. A little bit of resonance. have changed. Yeah, I remember when I brushed my teeth every night, held my pretty little girlfriend tight. I never let the bed bugs bite. But that was so long ago. This is the vintage piano 1 batch. It's vintage. I'm going to use vintage piano 1 on this. What is gonna change now on me? Sure about more philosophy. My faith was strong, it never shook. Won't let it break walls, only so let it go the way. Into a sunset fading on the silver screen. Can you show the way? Georgia sold us out today for a pair of sneakers and a movie spray. Landlord wants me out of town, else they're gonna put you in the ground. Run away to a blue sky hanging on the scenery. Can you show the way? Say where you been? Will I ever come to terms with the love of the night side? There's so much to learn from the light in my baby's eyes. How come so much sun I never looked on the bright side? What I wouldn't give just to taste one last time. You just keep looking my way and I'll keep us away from everything that must stay in the nighttime. It's just me and a drummer, and we sort of have the task of how are we going to mount a sound that's going to be big enough to fill a room, you know, a big room if we're opening up for someone, you know, and it's let's say it's like we figure out a way to get 2 people to fill up a large room, and a huge part of that gig relies on the SPD-S, which is kind of like the brains of the whole outfit. And essentially what the drummer does is we've loaded in a lot of separate parts, like I have this song called Love Again for the first time, and it's got a really kind of complicated glockenspiel part, which makes the song. And we've loaded that into the SPD-S and loads of other sounds, and basically I'm covering all the bass duties with my left hand and using all these different pedal setups as bypasses to kind of get the synth sounds going. In the meantime, Adam, my drummer, is basically playing off a click from the SPD-S and using it to trigger sounds as he plays. And it gives the illusion like we've got 5 people playing, but it's just me and him. And it's so much cheaper than hiring musicians, and frankly a lot nicer to travel with the SPD-S. It doesn't talk back to you, it's nice and gray and small, and it sits on the seat. We put a wig on it sometimes, and we call it Shirley. We probably shouldn't talk about those.
You know I'm still here, don't you?
Yeah, oh, I'm supposed to be talking to you, right?
You're awake.
Yeah.
This isn't a dream.
This is not a dream.
This is going to be so vivid. This is going to be on the internet.
This is going to be on the interweb.
Yes.
On the worldwide internet.
Everyone's going to hear about your...
Okay, so I have a love affair with a machine that's called the Roland SPD-S, and we're going to have babies, and we're going to raise a house together somewhere in Devon, or some beautiful place. We're going to have loads of deer, and it's going to be amazing. And she looks great.
And you're not invited.
And you're not invited to my house in Devon with my wife, Roland SPD-S, who's very sexy and has big buttons. You should see the buttons on that thing. Woo!
Last night I had a dream about